Hello, thank you for joining me to talk all things vertical drama. I have found a wonderful showrunner to speak to who has just brought out one of my favourite new shows, which is called Reality Her Wild Love, which is on DramaShorts. And this is the amazing Anastasia. So, Anastasia, please can you introduce yourself to the internet?
Of course, thank you for connection. My name is Anastasia. I'm a film producer of DramaShorts. It's a streaming platform for vertical dramas. So yes, we made recently we made reality show Her Wild Love. So yes, I will great to talk about this show because I love this show.
First question, where did the idea come from? Who had the idea to do a vertical about a dating reality show?
It was maybe personally my idea because I worked on TV for over 15 years, and it was also reality shows. It was dating shows. For example, it was The Bachelor show. If you know this show, of course, I think you know. So it was Ukrainian adaptation. So when I came to the DramaShorts, I propose we thought why we don't try to make here this show, so we did it.
Did you always decide to have one lady and lots of men, or did you discuss having one man and lots of ladies?
Yeah, of course, we discussed about it, but we thought that like Bachelorette, it could be better because our viewers is the most women. And for example, if we talk about myself, I want to be the Bachelorette, but not I don't want to try to get the Bachelor, and I don't want to be one from 25 girls, you know. I want yes, so that's why we try this format.
And as a viewer, thank you because we get lots of lovely gentlemen. So thank you for that. With deciding the different characters for the men, so the fact, you have the CEO, you have the bully, and you have the mysterious one and the good boy. How much did you, how soon did you land on those type of characters? What were the discussion of the different men Ellie would have to deal with?
These characters is the usual characters in reality. When you work in reality shows, you always trying to find these characters. So it's like the main characters. So we use these elements from reality shows, and we put our leading actor like Tkachenko and Ruban. So it was our fantasy. What will happen when we use our really cool and leads, cool leads, and put them to this into setting like a reality show. So the Ruban is our lead, from film Age Gap, and Tkachenko like at Cold Showers. So it was a really experiment, and it was interesting, because we tried to get in one film. So yes, so Tkachenko was CEO, and Ruban was Buleria. I think it was a really good experiment for us.
So some of the roles were slightly written for them.
Yes,
it worked. Yeah.
I know they liked this experiment, and if you have you watched this?
Yes, I love it.
But if you watch closely, you can find. Oh my God, how is it called? This Easter egg.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you find?
Yes, they there's a mention of cold showers.
Yes.
And I love the bit where he's trying to turn the TV on and I want to watch DramaShorts.
So yes, I like these things. I like these secrets when you put it in the film. So I think in the future we make some maybe bonuses for our viewers who will find the secrets in our films.
I loved them. You made me very happy.
Yeah, and you know this interesting fact of this film that the main actress,
Mm.
the main lead, Ellie,
Yeah.
one of these leads, and they are a couple in real life. So we put the real couple in this film, in this reality. And if you watched when he proposed a marriage, he's in real life. He's her boyfriend.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So it
So,
was nice.
the beginning scene's brilliant with the pulling things out of the box. It's very well done, and all the doors. I have to ask you about the man with his wind chime and the skulls from his wisdom teeth. That one made me laugh a lot. Is that just you threw that in, or is that someone you've met?
You know, it's like again, I told about reality shows which I have had an
Yeah.
experience. So it's a usual, it's a usual thing.
Yeah.
Like sometimes girls and guys come with different gifts, and sometimes it's very strange things. But every time we talk about that, you have to put something what told about what will tell about you. So it was a thing which like tell about person. And usually sometimes it's strange, and we wanted to put this element in this reality also.
And what was your favorite of the different dates or the challenges that Ellie sets? Which one did you really like?
I like when the guy takes the Ellie, take Ellie and drop to the swimming pool. If you remember,
Yeah, I know that
yeah,
scene.
yeah,
Yeah.
the same, yeah, because it was spontaneous. It's sometimes thing which you sometimes you want in real life when you said no, I don't want, but the guy take you and say, yeah, you know, you want it. So I like this scene.
So I want to ask you about each of the characters and then the actors or actresses. First of all, your host is brilliant.
Yes, I like him. I
He's
like him very much.
so good, and I love he keeps everything moving.
Hmm.
He's really fun, but also you feel he's on Ellie's side. And my favorite is when he's having to split up the fight, so he has to split it
Yes.
up. How easy was it finding the sort of the right person to play the host? Because obviously you need a lot of personality to do that.
You know, he was first, whom we, yeah,
Yeah.
whom we saw. Yes, because the production which with whom we worked, Ama Pictures, so they proposed this host,
Yeah.
and I said he's really brilliant. And after that, we just found a main actress. But the host, I remember that it was the first person who was founded.
Oh, but yeah, well, that makes sense. He's absolutely awesome. So, is it, how do I pronounce her name? Is it Yulia who plays Ellie?
Ellie? Yulia,
Yeah.
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 Yes, Yulia. Yulia Buinovskaya.
So she is amazing. And some of
Mhm.
my favorites are her talks to the camera
Mhm.
because she reveals a lot more. It's like there's a mask in front of the men, and then she talks to the camera and you see what she really feels. How much went into writing those scenes, working out how to show what Ellie is really thinking?
So it's it's a usual element of reality show. It's confessions, but we didn't use confessions of leads. Guys, but yes, we wanted to put this element also in the reality show. It is really different from another movies, another films, because it's and I want to say that we will have soon a new premiere of another show, reality, that we use confessions of all heroes. Yeah. Yeah, because it's make a difference with another movies. What can I say about these confessions? That if you use ordinary people in the movie, you are like a producer. You are playing with emotions of people, and in this movie we use actors. It wasn't for me, for example, it was more ethical because we didn't manipulate, feelings. Yeah, because I have a lot of experience, different reality show when you trying to make some manipulations with feelings, and I think this movie it's like more ethical.
I love it.
No.
Verticals are more ethical.
Yeah, it's true.
I have to say as well, the dresses and the costumes Ellie has are phenomenal. Just well done to whoever did those. Did you have a favourite look for her? I mean, I do love the end where she has that amazing
Yes,
diamond
it
cap.
was the end. It was like a last ceremony
Yeah.
when yes, when she has to um, to choose her man.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was amazing. But I think all dresses her was amazing because she is beautiful, really. And um, when we have pre-production, before production, so we always choose dresses. We always mm, pay attention for this for dresses. And if you have seen in other films, we trying always to keep this style for our leads, for our girls.
Oh, it looks stunning.
I know that for all characters, for all actors, it was like a challenge.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like a challenge, but they have a good experience. Because after the film, they said everybody loves this experiment.
Yeah.
So it was really good, nice, and you know, like positive experience. Because sometimes actors said it was a very heavy role for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and it was it was a drama, but it was a romantic drama, and it was with a good end and ending. So everybody takes something, and it was like a game.
Yeah.
For them.
I loved Chase, and I think only Reuben could play Chase because
Ruban.
it
Mhm.
would be easy to really dislike Chase because of what he did, but because it's Reuben and he's so charming and he does seem to be saying sorry, I almost wanted her to get with Chase. And I think that's well done, Reuben, for making me like Chase that much.
In our films before, Ruban was always a good guy,
Yeah.
and we proposed him to play a bad guy.
Yeah.
It was an experiment for him also, but he was really charming. He was a charming buller in our films. So. I don't know, but he said that it's was okay for him. But of course, it was a different role for him in our streaming platform. Yeah, but I like Ruben, and it was really like experiment because he always in our films before he played a really good guy.
Yeah.
So that's why we said, oh, why we don't try make him bad guy, and he made it.
He does it well. He does it well.
Yeah, yeah.
And then with Damon, we Did you always plan to cast, kind of husband and wife opposite each other? Did you, or was that an accident? Just like, actually, they're the best people for the role.
Yes, maybe it was accident because first of all actors, I wanted Yulia because she is so charming and she's really like a bachelorette, and I wanted her. And then I thought, why not? I don't use her really husband. And we discussed about that, and we made it. But at first I'm looking for her because we I wanted Yulia, and I remember that we have a problem some with the timing of shooting because she had another shooting, so we waited when she finished, and after that we just started our shooting with her because it was like first was host which I wanted, and then she was, and after that we decided why we didn't use Kozlov, her husband Damon. So yes, it may be like an accident, but not so accident.
It works so well, and it's a very good ending because I did think he might leave. It's very well done, and as a viewer, maybe he will take the money, maybe he won't stay. So it's very, very well.
I think this bit which you said about money, because it was the first bit which I proposed, that in usual reality show, dating show, you just use couples and dating, but I wanted to make stakes higher. So that's why maybe it was first what I thought that we can use money or love. And I think these beats, when my one of the favorite scenes when she was sleeping in her room and she heard that some sex, some sex. And yes, I remember this scene because we made a lot of when we had a post production, and we used different music because I wanted to make a higher stakes and make a more intrigue, and this thing I like it because who sees this, who watched this movie, they thought that it was Damon. Yes, Damon, or maybe this
I did
Buller.
not expect it to be who it was.
Yes,
it's very, very good.
Yeah, that's favorite, and I like when the Damon when they have a ceremony, when they read off their things. Some read some things for Ellie, and when the Damon get off his things, his clothes. If you remember when he was new, yeah. So it's one of the favorite scenes.
And again, the viewers, thank you for that. So yeah. So since it's come out, are you pleased with the reaction? I mean, I absolutely love it. I presume you've had a lot of fans saying they love it.
Yes, I'm blessed, of course, because it was like I have a more 15 years in the experience in reality show, and I know sometimes how it's very difficult to work with ordinary people with emotions, and you have a lot of not positive emotions because you understand that you sometimes manipulate or something, you make sometimes bad things, and this reality show, our Her Wild Love, it was very positive because you understand that you don't use really feelings these people, but they felt these feelings, positive. So that's why I love this project
I
very much.
understand. Yeah, it must have felt so good for you. And you said you have another one coming, which is really exciting.
Yeah, you will see soon. It was a bakery show. It will be a bakery show. Yes, it will be soon, and we will have different shows, but in the next year. Yes, but my favorite film. It will come soon. It will be for Christmas.
Yeah.
About Christmas. Yes, Christmas Kisses. Yes, you will cry, and I'm think you will smile and laughing a lot because it's rom-com, but it's so nicely. It's a really very cool made. I like this film, so I
Oh,
recommend you. Yes, you will see it, and
right.
I'm interested what you will say because it was really I watching because I'm like a film producer. Of course, I watching a lot of times
Yeah.
one part. For example, I watching like first time, then I'm watching with music, then I'm watching with VFX effects, and in this film, I'm like, oh my god, I watch again, okay, because I like this film.
Oh, that sounds exciting. Okay, I'm excited. I want to say thank you so much for having the idea and making the show because it's brilliant and I loved it. And I can't wait to see everything you make next.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much also, and thank you for connection. And I'm interested what you will feel, what you will think about our films, next films.